For starting the lecture, first of all, I would like to, introduce myself to you. Then I will ask all you to introduce yourselves. Just I would like to know more about you. So, okay. As you know that Abu Bakr mentioned, I am Dr. Ayten from İstanbul Gelişim University. It's a, a foundation university located in Istanbul, Avcılar. And I am a faculty member of Faculty of Applied Sciences in the Department of New Media and Communication. My background, is journalism. I did my master's degree and the PhD degrees in journalism program of the Istanbul University, and I have been teaching at İstanbul Gelişim University since 2020. Before İstanbul Gelişim University, I were working at another foundation university. And I worked there almost, 6 years. I completed 6 years. Then I had a short break, have some rest, and then back to, to work at İstanbul Gelişim University. Mohammed, will you summarize it or I can continue?
Yes, I am going to. إذا الأستاذ دكتور آدم آيتن هو أستاذ في جامعة إسطنبول جاليشيم يونيفرسيتي، كلية العلوم التطبيقية، Department of New Media and Communication، الإعلام الحديث والاتصال. عمل سابقا ل6 سنوات قبل الالتحاق بهذه الجامعة، التحق بها سنة 2020.
Okay, maybe you have, that question in your mind what I am teaching at the university. Actually, I teach, that the introduction to photography, broadcast journalism, I mean reporting for television, and media literacy, and at the spring semester of the university, I will teach social media and the international internet journalism. And actually, I specialized in 2 issues. One is media ethics, and the other is history of media in Turkey.
الأستاذ يدرس مواد التصوير الفوتوغرافي، الريبورتينج فور تي في، الإذاعة للتلفزيون، وسيدرس في الفصل المقبل السوشيال ميديا والإنترنت جورناليزم، يعني الصحافة للإنترنت، وهو متخصص في الأخلاقيات الصحافة وفي تاريخ الصحافة.
Okay, thank you. If you would like to communicate me, as you probably you are aware of it, I am also in the the WhatsApp group of the seminar, and if you would like to to directly communicate me, you can have my email address and my mobile number as you see on the screen.
الدكتور معنا في المجموعة على الواتساب، لكن هذه هي أرقام التواصل معه ووسائل التواصل معه عن طريق الإيميل أو رقم الهاتف.
Okay, so what is the the aim of the the course? If you are if you would like to know more about it, the aim of the course is to develop your news gathering and reporting skills and the journalistic values across print and the digital media.
هدف هذه المحاضرة هو يعني develop attendees news gathering and reporting.
Attendees mean participants.
تطوير قدرات جمع المعلومات وتقديمها، الريبورتينج يعني نقلها إلى الجمهور من خلال الإعلام المطبوع والرقمي.
Okay, so what will we, see in full course? We will start with, the definition of the news, and then journalist, how we can, define a journalist or a reporter or any other, that the position in the media, then we will focus on what the journalists do in their professional career. Then we will define what media is and the different types of media.
إذا محتوى هذا الكورس هو التعريفات، تعريف ما هو الخبر، ما هي الصحافة، ماذا يفعل الصحفي، ما هو الإعلام، قيم متعلقة بالأخبار، وهيكل الخبر وبعض التعريفات الأخرى المرتبطة بالموضوع. New Media and Digital Journalism، الإعلام الحديث والصحافة الرقمية. Reporting and Editing Digital Journalism، يعني الإذاعة وتحرير المحتوى الصحفي الرقمي.
Okay, after the classification of the media, we will go on with the news values and the structure of the news and some definitions related with the the news and the structure of the news. And the last two issues are new media and the digital journalism and how we report and edit in digital journalism.
Yeah, I have already said that.
Oh, okay, you already translated them. Okay, sorry. So today we will focus on the first 4 issues.
إذن في المحاضرة اليوم سنركز على النقاط الأربعة الأولى.
But before starting to okay, yeah, after this we can continue like that. I have that some books that while I am teaching to news reporting and news reporting at the university, some books in English that can be that reference books. One is the that a very that a simple and a basic book about on writing well. What I mean, not right, I am not talking about that reporting or writing a news here, but writing that any text well. So the book is written by Strang, William Strang and E.B. White, The Elements of Style. It's a that almost 100 years book and a very common that used book at American universities to write effectively. I will share you can download a free copy of a free PDF copy of the book that from the link in the slide.
إذن الدكتور هنا يتحدث عن المقررات، الكتب اللي يوصي بالاطلاع عليها في هذا الإطار. هو يتحدث عن كتابين. الأول هو كتاب مهم جدا في تعليم طريقة الكتابة، وهو قديم وأساسي، عمره 100 عام في الولايات المتحدة، معتمد، من تأليف ويليام سترانك اند اي بي وايت. وهنا تجدون روابط داونلود مباشرة للكتاب.
Okay. The second, that the reference book I have in my, that library is the AP, Associated Press style book. As you know that Associated Press is revising it each year. So I have some, that different years PDF copies. I will share them with you.
الكتاب الآخر هو الستايل بوك التابع أو المعتمد من قبل وكالة Associated Press. أيضا موجود PDF لتحميله.
That a similar style book is published by also Turkey's, that the national news agency, Anadolu Agency. It's the, that the handbook of the reporter, muhabir. If you know Turkish, you can find it, that the style book of the Anatolian News Agency at bookstores in Turkey as well.
لمن يعرفون اللغة التركية، هنالك الكتاب المخصص لستايل وكالة الأناضول، وهو موجود في المكتبات في تركيا.
Okay. Some other, that references books in English about, that writing and reporting news is, one is that fundamental book on the elements of journalism. It's Bill Kovac and Tom Rosensteel's book. I have the, that a PDF copy of the book, so I will share it with you.
يتحدث الدكتور عن يعني مصادر أخرى، وفي أمام كل مصدر يوجد رابط، أو ممكن هو يوفر رابط لتحميل هذه الكتب.
Okay. Let me to check something here. I will share a link with you.
Professor,
Yes.
we are required to obtain those books, right?
These are the, that the reference books for the participants. If you would like to, that in their, that library, they can be useful for them while they are, that doing their jobs.
Yeah. إذن هذه الكتب أساسية لأي صحفي حتى يعني ترافقه دائما في أثناء عمله.
You can, if you click on the, that link that I shared on the chat, you can see the, that Anatolian news agencies, that style book.
Excuse me, Professor.
I shared a link, that or a link of a book. Yeah. The style, that the style book of the Anatolian news agency, which I, that talk about it. So maybe if they wonder it, they can so see the, that it's covered there.
Okay. في الميتينج شات شباب، الدكتور وضع رابط من موقع كتاب يوردو، هو لطلب الكتب عن طريق الإنترنت. هذا الرابط لشراء كتاب وكالة الأناضول. Just Professor, some colleagues are asking about Arabic books. If you have.
Okay, actually, I don't know Arabic, so I have no idea that there are, that books in Arabic on news writing and reporting. But let me to check it. I will check some universities, that in Lebanon or in Egypt. I will check their, that databases, electronic databases, that they have books in Arabic on news reporting and writing. I will check it for you. Okay,
thank you very much. Just I remember because I worked in Anadolu Agency in department. We were following a small handbook. Actually, it is not deep enough, but it is making a good outline.
The old version of the Anatolian News Agency's style book.
Yeah, it is close enough to its style.
This one I shared in the link is that thick book, that I think it published in 2019.
Yeah, I have it.
You have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's so useful for reporters.
In Arabic, we were following a small handbook published by صحيفة الحياة newspaper in Arabic. If you want, I would like to tell my colleagues about it.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I think Al Jazeera have many books for.
Al Jazeera has its own style book. I know. I saw that the English version of it, but I have no idea about the Arabic version.
طيب شباب، إجمالا في كثير من الصحف وسائل الإعلام العربية في عندها ستايل بوكس مخصصة لها. في صحيفة الحياة عندهم يعني كتيب صغير، أو هي عدة صفحات يعني قليلة، ممكن متوفر PDF على الإنترنت، اسمه كتاب الأسلوب. وفي أيضا صحيفة الشرق الأوسط عندها أيضا ستايل بوك، ومثل ما قال زميلنا الجزيرة.
But also, you know, that the Reuters, AFP, and some other, you know, that the international news media has on their, you know, that the style books as well.
نعم، وسائل الإعلام الكبيرة عادة حول العالم يكون لها يعني كتب ستايل خاصة بها، سواء AFP وكالة الأنباء الفرنسية أو رويترز أو غيرها.
Okay, yeah, and you know that I have some, you know, that some academic books on news reporting and writing. I will share, you know, that two of them with you, PDF copy of two of them with you.
الدكتور راح يشارك معنا رابطين PDF لاثنين من الريسورسز تكست، الكتب الأكاديمية المتعلقة بكتابة الأخبار.
Okay, thank you, Mohammed.
Yes.
Can you ask the, you know, all the participants to introduce themselves? So I would like to know, you know, that some about them.
Yeah.
So who are they? What did you study, and what do they do right now?
Okay, Professor. But you know, we have 40 participants.
40.
Yeah.
Okay, so just, you know, then we can be quick, okay? We
طيب
try to be
تفضل.
fast as possible.
اوكي شباب اللي حابب يعرف نفسه تفضل.
اوكي نبدا انا. My name is Rushdi Abdulrazak. I'm studying bachelor degree in Lebanon at graphic design. Then I finished my master degree at fine art in Libya. I take many courses at reports and news. Now I work at Libya Al-Ahrar television.
Okay, yeah, I know Al-Ahrar.
As production manager.
I think it is the oldest newspaper of the Libya, isn't it?
Yes, after Revolution is the first TV channel.
I think
okay,
so.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. أنا تمام إذا حد بعد بده يحكي.
الشباب اللي بيحب يقدم نفسه بالعربي أو يكتب في الشات ما في مشكلة.
ممكن نترجم له عادي. Okay, thank you.
So who is coming?
هلا بالدور كيف راح تصير القصة؟
إذا بتحبوا برفع الأيدي. تفضل أحمد.
بالإنجليش ما هيك؟
زي ما بتحب أحمد.
طيب تمام. Hello, my name is Ahmed Benshi from Syria. I study Institute of Media and Journalism Technology.
Yes. Where do you study, Ahmed?
I study in Syria.
Okay.
And I'm working right now a photography in
بس ما سمعنا أحمد. Where do you work?
I work in Ata Relief Media Officer.
Okay.
Okay. طيب تفضل أخي سهل.
مرحبا، أنا سهل عبد السلام من سوريا، أعمل صحفي ومصور في الخوذ البيضاء أو الدفاع المدني السوري.
Mr. Sahel is working as a photographer and journalist in white helmets in Syria.
White helmets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Civil defense.
Okay. طاهر.
السلام عليكم. طاهر الدحمان من الجزائر. أعمل حاليا مراسل صحفي لقناة تلفزيونية جزائرية بير تي في. شكرا.
Okay, thank you, Tahar.
Okay, you got it.
Thank you.
He is from Algiers. He is working in an Algerian TV channel.
I see.
Yeah.
So probably Tahar knows French as well. Tahar, parlez-vous français?
طهار تتحدث الفرنسية؟
قليلا قليلا أتحدث فرنسية قليلا.
He doesn't speak it very well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
مصطفى الساروت.
الله يعطيك العافية. مصطفى الساروت من سوريا، أعمل مع قناة RT وورد تركيا.
Are you living in Turkey right now?
No, he is living in Syria.
I see.
Yeah, next is Mustafa Al-Kharouf.
Hi, evening.
Hi.
I'm Mustafa Al-Kharouf from Jerusalem. I work as a photographer with another agency.
Okay, so you are sending photos from Jerusalem.
Jerusalem and Israel, يعني.
Okay.
I work in all places.
We have, I think, many participants from Syria.
Yeah, I think most of them are from Syria,
Yes.
inside, from northern Syria. I
Okay.
am going to read some Arabic.
Yeah, I read the English ones.
Yeah, Majid Al-Uthman from Syria. He is also a photographer in northern Syria. Khadir Al-Abeid, also from Syria. Hamid Al-Ali, he is reporter for radio and TV Al-Kull in Jarablus in Syria. I think this is Khudr Al-Asad, also same reporter for Radio Al-Kull. Yeah.
So,
English.
How are you? I can speak.
Yes, please.
I am Muhammad Khairhek from Aleppo in Syria. I am a photographer at Al Jazeera channel TV.
Okay, Mohammed, thank you.
We have also Raja Jabi. تفضلي رجاء.
Yes, I'm Raja Jaber from Palestine. I work as a reporter for Al-Kufiya TV. It's a Palestinian TV. Yes, but I studied English and linguistics and translation. But I work now.
Okay, I see. So you are specialized on English philosophy. English philology.
Linguistics.
Okay, yeah.
Translation. But I have been working in journalism for 3 years now.
I see. Okay, thank you, Raja.
Thank you.
We have also Ramen Mustafa. Ramen Mustafa. He is from Halab. He worked in many news outlets. Last, he was a reporter for Watan FM. It is a radio channel in Rif Halab.
Okay. I think, yeah, all the participants introduced themselves, aren't they?
Judy is also from Syria.
Yeah, she has written, I saw it. So that's all, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask a question. Okay, yeah, Ahmed Abdel Jawad has written, and Khalid Hussein from Lebanon, and who is Mawada Baha?
Yeah, she is living in Damascus. She is working for Rasif 22. It is news.
I said newspaper, website, or TV channel?
It's a website. It's a
okay.
website. And she is specialized in environmental issues.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe they know it, but I would like to ask a question to all of them. Do they have an idea where does the word news in English come from?
هل تعرفون من أين تأتي كلمة news باللغة الإنجليزية؟
news.
North to east to west to south, all directions, all directions.
Yeah, who is talking? I couldn't see.
مين اللي علق شباب؟
أنا رشدي.
مستر رشدي.
Okay, Mr. Rushdie replied it. Yeah, that's right, Mr. Rushdie.
Take
the word, you know, that the word news in English comes from the four main directions. North, it is the abbreviation of north, east, west, and the south. So actually, you know, the word itself shows something us. We can say that, you know, that when we talk about the news, we are talking about the information can come from, you know, that anywhere around us.
إذا يعني الكلمة بحد ذاتها تختزل الفكرة إنه يعني متابعة أي حدث يأتي من أي مكان.
And we define the news is the, you know, that report of a current event, something that was not known, information of recent events and happenings around us.
أعتقد هذا الكلام تكرر في محاضرات سابقة، لكن لا بأس بالتكرار. إذن هو حدث يعني حديث لم ينتشر على نطاق واسع نوصله إلى الجمهور.
So, you know, that instead of the, you know, that meaning of the, you know, that etymological meaning of the words, how can we define news? And how, you know, that the media professionals or the researchers on journalism define it?
كيف ممكن أن نعرف الأخبار بعيداً عن ذلك المعنى العام؟
So
can anyone define it to me?
Yes, any data or information that the audience need to hear it or know it.
Okay. Somebody else?
بيسأل إذا حدا بده يعرف الأخبار شو هي شباب.
I think no more replies. So here are some, you know, that the definitions of news. Actually, you know, that one of the well-known, you know, that the dictionary in English, Collins Dictionary, if you go to the, you know, that the website and check the definition of the news there, you see this. News is information about a recent change, situation, or a recent event.
إذا ذهبنا إلى قاموس كولينز ديكشنري باللغة الإنجليزية سنجد هذا التعريف لمعنى الخبر. News is information about a recently changed situation or a recent event. إذا الخبر هو معلومة عن تغير حديث لوضع ما أو حدث. يعني هو كلمة حدث باللغة العربية يعني تتحدث عن نفسها، يعني حدث آني recent.
Okay, here you know that the most important, you know, that the part of the Collins definition is recent change situation or a recent, you know, that the event. It is a 3 point.
So you mean that changing in a recent?
Yeah, no, we have to, you know, that to focus on the, you know, that is in this definition is recent change situation or a recent event.
نعم، إذا سنركز على موضوع اللي هو معلم باللغة بالأحمر، التطور على وضع ما أو حدث آني.
Another definition is it is a report of anything of interest to the large part of community and has not been told before.
تعريف آخر هو الإخبار عن تغير في الفلو المسار الطبيعي للأحداث.
Okay, so here in this definition, if you have noticed it, I have, you know, that made some words in red, interest to the large part of community.
إذا الدكتور علم هذه الجزئية بالأحمر لأهميتها، تهم قطاع كبير من المجتمع.
So when we are talking about, that anything which has a, that the news value means it is something interest to the, that the majority of the community, or it is something that is, that in, how I can say it, that is something related with the society's interests.
إذا من الضروري أن يكون في ارتباط مباشر بين الخبر واهتمامات المجتمع.
Okay, and if you go to the, that history of the journalism, many, that the journalism professionals and many academics has made their own, that definitions of news all over the world. Probably you can find, if you go to Google and write, that and search what is journalism, what is news, you will see probably, that the million definitions, but some of them are, as that many, that well-known definitions. And one of them is the, that probably all of us has heard it. When a dog bites a man, that is not news, but when a man bites a dog, that is news.
إذا ذهبنا إلى الإنترنت سنجد الملايين من التعريفات أو محاولات تعريف معنى الخبر، لكن تاريخيا في تاريخ الصحافة برزت بعض التعريفات المثيرة اللي ربما أغلبنا يعرفها لأنها أصبحت مشهورة. فمثلا الصحفي المشهور تشارلز أندرسون دانا في القرن التاسع عشر قال يعني إذا كلب عض رجل هذا ليس خبر، ولكن إذا رجل عض كلب فهذا خبر.
Okay, also let me to see them. Just I would like to, here emphasize that it is something, that the news is the anything that the public want to know.
إذن بعض التعريفات تقول ببساطة الخبر هو كل ما يريد الجمهور معرفته.
And if we, that if we try to, that to make a definition of a news, we can shortly say that news is what people need or want to know, whatever interests them or public, and whatever add to their knowledge.
ولكن الصورة الأكبر هو ما يريد الجمهور استماعه، ولكن ما يرغب أيضا باستماعه وما سيزيد إلى معرفتهم.
Okay, so that after the definition of a news, we can go to the definition of a journalist and some, that the positions in media. So how, if you would like to, that to define a journalist, we can say that a journalist is an individual that collects or gathers information in form of text, audio or pictures, processes them to a news form and disseminates it to the public.
إذا ننتقل الآن إلى تعريف الصحفي. الصحفي هو الشخص الذي يجمع المعلومات على شكل نصوص أو مواد صوتية أو صور ويعالجها لتصبح أخبار قابلة للبث.
And we call that what is mainly done by the journals is journalism.
إذا مهمة يعني الصحفي the journalism الصحافة من يعمل بهذا العمل هو الصحفي journalist.
Okay, so may I ask you that how do you know that the journalist is defined in your country? Actually, in Turkey, we have the biggest, that the media professions organization is the Turkish Journalist, the Association of Turkish Journalists, and it has their own, the journalism definition. Is there any, journalism union or journalism organization in your country? And do they have any definition of a journalist?
في تركيا نقابة أو اتحاد الصحفيين الأتراك عندهم تعريف خاص بهم للصحفي. ففي الدول العربية أو في الدول التي تقيمون بها، هل هنالك اتحادات مشابهة أو نقابات مشابهة؟ وهل لديها تعريف خاص للصحفي؟ من يحب الإجابة يتفضل.
هو ممكن عندنا تجمعات، ولكن نقابة بالمعنى بحكي عن المكان اللي نحن فيه.
نعم. في فلسطين صح ولا في سوريا؟
والله أنا فلسطيني، ولكن من لبنان. مش كفلسطيني بلبنان ما عندناش نقابة بدور النقابة، فقط ممكن نحن تجمع الصحفيين.
So he is a Palestinian working living in Lebanon, and there is no a united association for journalists, but some journalists are gathering to make a union for themselves.
I see. So
يعني community as teamwork or same job يعني.
معتز he would like to answer. تفضل معتز.
الله يعطيك العافية محمد، يسعد مساكم. نحن عندنا أجسام قتالية بس ذات صوغة نقابية ولكن لا ترقى للنقابات، ومنعرف الصحفي إنه هو أي شخص شال الكاميرا أو حرر خبر أو وثق إجرام نظام بشار الأسد بالنسبة لنا كشمال سوريا طبعا، بشرط إنه تنطبق عليه عدد سنوات الخبرة اللي هي غالبا عم تكون من 5 سنوات وفوق.
Same in northern Syria, there is no an official association, but there are some bodies similar to an association, and they have some conditions. They don't represent a definition for a journalist, but they are. He said that any man, any individual who carried a camera or wrote a news for more than 5 years, and with the revolution in northern Syria, because he's talking about that region, he could be members and he is counted as a journalist.
يعني احنا قد نكون أقرب للمواطن الصحفي من الصحفي بمعناه الحرفي.
So they are members there. They are closer to the citizen who is reporting, the reporting citizen, more than the journalist, the professional concept of journalism elsewhere.
I see.
هل في إجابات أخرى شباب؟
السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام.
تفضل جلال.
جليل تلاوي بشمال سوريا مناطق المحررة. هلا الصحفي هو بنظرنا نحن بداخل سوريا هو من يستطيع جمع ونشر الأخبار، وأيضا قد يكون في بعض الأحيان حسب الدستور هو تحليل الخبر ونقله إلى الوسائل الإعلامية بشكل مباشر. ما في تحديد لموضوع إنه يكون في عنده مثلا بالداخل السوري هو متمرس بهذا العمل الصحفي. مثل ما ذكر الأخ معتز هو ناشط مواطن صحفي بالداخل السوري. نحاول الآن الاطلاع على البرامج التي تخرج الصحفيين بالأكاديميين، ولكن هو كل شخص يستطيع جمع ونشر وتحليل الخبر ونقله بشكل مباشر إلى القناة أو الوسيلة الإعلامية التي يعمل معها.
Almost he is saying the same things, but he says so journalism became kind of activism in northern Syria because of the situation.
I see.
the decade before. So whoever can or have the ability to report the news, to gather the information, to report the news, to contact news outlets outside Syria, he is kind of a journalist.
Okay, so, but what about the rest of the Syria? For example, you know that they're under the control of the Assad regime.
I guess we have somebody from Damascus.
Yeah.
في لدينا زميلة مودة من دمشق. هل الأمور في دمشق مشابهة أم في عندكم نقابة موحدة؟ I don't know if she can hear me, if she's there.
Rajat Bahar, they have, you know, the raise their hands.
أهلا. Yes, مودة is here. تفضلي مودة.
هلا أنا بدمشق في عنا اتحاد الصحفيين، بس يعني بصراحة أنا مالي عضوة فيه، فما بعرف يعني إنه شو بيعمل امتيازات. أنا بشكل مستقل يعني، بس في كتير نسبة منيحة يعني هن أعضاء بالاتحاد، بس بصراحة ما كتير عن تفاصيل شو بيقدم خدمات للصحفيين يعني.
هل في شروط أو في تعريف محدد عند النقابة للصحفي؟
ما عندي فكرة بصراحة، بس هلا بعرف الشروط مثلا ممكن يكون متخرج إعلام، أو مثلا بيشتغل بوسيلة إعلامية حكومية، أو في عنده مثلا عدد معين من المقالات. هاي الشروط اللي بسمع عنها، بس أنا مالي من الشركة بصراحة فما بعرف يعني.
So there is an...
بس في عنا اتحاد قائم بحد ذاته اسمه اتحاد الصحفيين يعني.
In Damascus there is a journalist association.
تمام.
And, but she is not member in it. She is working as independent.
So it is not an obligation to be a member of the journalist union to be a journalist.
Well, since she's working with Rasif 22, it means it is not a Syrian outlet. So I think those conditions won't be applied on her. But
I see.
Yeah, she says she hears about. اتفضلي.
حتى في شغله كمان انه مو الزامي تكون عضو بالاتحاد يعني. يعني ممكن واحد يمارس المهنه بدون ما يكون عضو.
It's not you don't have to be members in the association to be able to practice journalism. But
I see.
There are conditions to be a member in this association. You must be graduated from a media or journalism school, and yeah, you must have some experience and some limited or assigned number of published materials.
I see. I see. So what about Libya and Algeria?
We have Tahar from Algiers. Tahar في الجزائر عندكم نقابة؟
نعم توجد نقابة. يوجد العديد من النقابات، يعني 4 أو 5 نقابات، من بينها المجلس الوطني للصحفيين الجزائريين.
There are 4 or 5 different associations for journalists in Algiers.
So all of them are civic society associations.
هي مؤسسات مجتمع مدني مسجلة، صح طهار؟
كمنظمة يعني.
As an organization, civil organization.
Okay. Good.
محمد.
تفضل.
عندنا في فلسطين في نقابة الصحفيين الفلسطينيين كمان.
In Palestine there's an association for Palestinian journalists. هل هي موحدة؟
هي طبعا موحدة النقابة. طبعا احنا بسبب الوضع انه في بغزة في يعني نقابة تقريبا موازية على ما يبدو، او تجمع للصحفيين يسمى، لكن في الضفة او النقابة المعتمدة لدى الجهات الرسمية هي نقابة الصحفيين الفلسطينيين، يعني احد الأذرع لمنظمة التحرير الفلسطينية.
So in Palestine there is a central association for journalists. It is controlled, or let's say
it's a governmental institution.
It follows the PLO, the Palestinian Liberal Organization, but because of the political situations, because of the conflict between the government ruling in Gaza and the government in Ramallah, there is a parallel body in Gaza which is practicing kind of freely.
I see. And who has written? Somebody has written there's a union in Palestine as well.
Yeah. Yeah, he is talking about the same, I think.
The same thing?
Same thing, yeah. It is a syndicate, a central syndicate in Palestine. Follows PLO.
في فلسطين بقطعكم بس في فلسطين في أيضا كمان وزارة الإعلام تصدر بطاقة للصحفيين. هلا عندنا احنا الوضع المعقد الأكثر الموجودين في القدس، إنه احنا موجودين بين مناطق 48 ومناطق 67. فأغلب شغلنا نتطلب دائما إنه نحمل بطاقتين. بطاقة لازم تكون إسرائيلية طبعا، اللي بما إنه الإسرائيليين المسيطرين على المكان وهم ما بيعترفوا، خاصة الشرطة الإسرائيلية ما بتعترف بالبطاقة الفلسطينية. ولما نتعامل مع الفلسطينيين نحتاج البطاقة الفلسطينية لأنه ما بيعترفوا بالإسرائيلية. فهاي واحدة من الشغلات. هلا في البلد عندنا خلينا نحكي للصحفيين في القدس بشكل عام بحتاج يعني يصدروا بطاقة من وزارة الإعلام الفلسطينية اللي هي الحكومية الرسمية، وعندك النقابة اللي هي يعني بتتبع لمنظمة التحرير بس بشكل غير مباشر. وبالجانب الآخر اللي هي الجهة الإسرائيلية عندك نوعين من البطاقات. في عندك اللي هو اللي بسموها الجي بي او أو بيقولوا لها لاعم يعني بالعبري، اللي هي يعني Government Press Organization اللي هي الحكومية. طبعا هاي أغلبية العرب ما بيقدروا يحصلوا عليها لأنه بيمرقوا فحص مخابرات شباك مش شباك وأشياء زي هي. والنقابة الفلسطينية وفي سوري الثانية الإسرائيلية اللي هي النقابة الإسرائيلية اللي هي خلينا نحكي مش ضعيفة، يعني ما بتعطيك قوة الجي بي او الحكومية الرسمية. يعني في بعض الأماكن بقول لك خلاص أنت لازم يكون معك البطاقة الحكومية اللي لا عشان تاخذ عشان تسموك صحفي لازم تمرق فحص أمني تقريبا بيسحب تقريبا حوالي 3 أشهر.
تمام، بس عشان ما انساش مصطفى. So in Jerusalem there is a special case because journalists like Mustafa they are working in Jerusalem. They find themselves in a situation in which they have to carry two different journalism cards. One issued from the Palestinian Authority from one side. The other one is from the Israeli side. But to be able to move, to be able to work in such a complicated situation. From the Israeli side, the official one, the governmental one, it's very hard to get it because Israel is making very hard pressure on people not to be able to get it. You must pass through very hard investigations from the
intelligence
and secret agencies. The other one is very weak. It limits your mobilization, and it might give you some freedom in some places, but not strong as the governmental.
I see. Okay. That's all.
بس بدي أضيف كمان معلومة بخصوص التعريف الصحفي عندنا بشكل عام. يعني سواء الفلسطينيين انت بتشتغل في مؤسسة إعلامية عندك إنتاج، يعني حتى لو إنتاج لمدة شهر بلشت في مؤسسة إعلامية بتشتغل فيها يعني بتقدم طلبك وبسهولة يعني بتاخدها. يعني بشكل عام اللي هو خلينا نحكي النقابات مش الأشياء الكبيرة. نقابة الصحفيين الفلسطينيين يعني هي بالأجندة يعني بالقوانين تبعتها لازم يكون معك بكالوريوس في الإعلام يطلبوا يعني، بس ما بيدقروا على هذا الموضوع يعني ما بيتبعوا إنه لازم يكون معك. اليوم شوي أخف الموضوع، أنت بتشتغل مع مؤسسة إعلامية مسجلة رسمية ما في مشكلة بيطلعوا لك بطاقة وأنت تعرف كصحفي حتى لو كنت شوفير في المؤسسة.
So officially in the Palestinian syndicate, you have, or in the Ministry of Information Media in Palestine, you have to be graduated from media or journalism to be able to obtain this title.
I see.
But in practice, if you work with a media outlet an officially registered media outlet in Palestine, you will be able to get this title.
Okay. Okay, I got it. Thank you. So actually, you know that in Turkey, to be a journalist, it is not a, you know, that an obligation to graduate from a journalism or a media, you know, that bachelor degree. Anybody, you know, that can be a journalist or a correspondent in Turkey, because, you know, that to do, you know, that the constitution of the, you know, that Turkey, everybody has the right to, you know, has a right of the, you know, that freedom, freedom of, you know, that speech, and so, and you know, that to be a journalist or a correspondent is evaluating as a, you know, that the part of the, you know, that they're having the right of freedom of speech. So anybody can be a journalist in Turkey.
في تركيا الوضع مشابه يبدو لما تحدث عنه الشباب في فلسطين وفي سوريا، لكن من زاوية حرية التعبير. فأي شخص يعمل في مؤسسة صحفية أو عنده إمكانات صحفية ممكن أن يوصف بأنه صحفي من باب منحه حرية التعبير.
But on the other hand, there's a, you know, that a complex situation. The complex situation is there's a, you know, that a special law about, you know, that to protect the rights of the journalist in Turkey. The name of the, you know, that the law is 212, you know, that the press law. And if you have not, you know, that signed a contract in the context of the, you know, that the 212 media law, up to the government, you are not officially journalist.
في بعض الأمور المعقدة في هذا الموضوع. في قانون 212 right?
Yeah, 212.
212 رقم 212 هذا
212.
It's a law right?
Yeah, it's the law, yeah.
نعم، هو قانون ويجب على كل صحفي التوقيع عليه، يبدو يفرض بعض القيود. So this law is actually making some restrictions on the freedom of journalism, or what exactly?
Actually, you know that the content of the law is about, you know, that protecting the rights of the journalist, and it is making its own, you know, that the journalist definition. So you know, that the state in Turkey says that if you are not signed a, you know, a contract between your employer, you are not officially, and you are not officially a journalist.
إذن يعني هذا القانون يجب أن يوقع عليه الصحفي، لكن كيف سيوقع عليه؟ يجب أن يكون يعمل في مؤسسة صحفية حتى يكون ضمن عقد العمل يعني. وفي هذا القانون اللي راح يكون موجود في العقد في تعريف خاص للصحفي ولمهام الصحفي ولحرية الصحافة.
Okay, the official, you know, that the institution, you probably, you know it shortly, GMAR in Turkey, the presidency, you know, that the communication office of Turkey, it is the official responsible to accredit the journals in Turkey. And if you have signed, you know, that an official contract in the content of the 212, you know, that the media law, you can have the official journalist identity from the presidency communication office, and then it means you are an accredited journalist, and you can follow up the, you know, that the governmental, you know, that the or state institutions official meetings and so on.
إذا في مؤسسة اسمها جيمر، تابعة لرئاسة الاتصال في الرسمية، تابعة للرئاسة التركية. هي تمنح رخص العمل للمؤسسات الصحفية، وبالتالي هذه المؤسسات توقع عقود مع صحفيين، ومن خلال هذه العقود تحصل على بطاقة صحفي تؤهلك للدخول إلى مختلف الأماكن، إنك أنت تصور في الطرق، تعمل مقابلات، وتشارك في المؤتمرات الصحفية.
So we can say that it is a somehow it is a way of that to control that the media and the journals in Turkey, to give official journalist identity.
So it's an indirect way to limit.
Yeah, indirect way of to limit that the media activities.
So إذن فهي طريقة غير مباشرة لتحديد من هم الصحفيين ومن هي الجهات المسموح لها بالعمل، لأنه من جهة هنالك حق التعبير عن الرأي، لكن من جهة أخرى هنالك قانون الصحافة اللي لازم كل صحفي يوقع عليه.
Okay, yeah, the situation is like this in Turkey about the journalism profession and having a journalist identity. So let's go with what the journalists do.
إذا ننتقل الآن إلى ما الذي يفعله الصحفي.
Okay, so within the different media, there are some that special tasks for journalists. In large organizations, the journalists may specialize in only one task, and there are the different positions in the bigger media organizations. But on the other hand, in small organizations, each journalist may have to do many different tasks at the same time.
إذن في المؤسسات الصحفية الكبيرة كل صحفي يكون في عنده مهمة محددة، لكن في المؤسسات كلما صغر حجم المؤسسات يصبح على الصحفي مهام متعددة. نعم. Yes, please.
So it's okay, Mohammed?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, so in that the large media organizations, we see reporters, sub-editors, editors, photojournalists, the news editors, feature writers, specials writers, but in that the small organizations, mostly we don't see the many of these positions.
إذن في المؤسسات الكبيرة نجد صحفيين، مساعد محرر، يعني حتى نجد ناشر، نجد محررين متخصصين في مجالات معينة، فيتشر، نجد مصورين، وفي فرق بين المصور الفوتوغرافي والمصور الفيديو إلى آخره.
Yeah, actually, of course, in that the broadcast media, there are that the videographers, video editors, and on the other hand, that there are many positions responsible for broadcasting and managing that processes in TV studio, or that the sound editors as well, KJ operators, cameramans as well.
نعم، في المؤسسات التلفزيونية طبعا تكون الشبكة أوسع، يكون هنالك مصور ومحرر الفيديو ومحرر الصوت وبعض الفنيين في داخل الاستوديو.
So the reporters in a news media gather information and present it in a written or spoken form in news stories, feature articles, or documentaries.
Here it is about reporters, right?
Yeah. What reporters do in a news organization?
Yeah, so they are producing written or spoken.
They are gathering information, presenting it in a written or a spoken form.
نعم. إذا المراسلين يجمعون المعلومات ويقدمونها سواء بشكل مكتوب أو صوتي أو طبعا فيديو.
They can, that the reporters can work on the, the staff of a news organization, but also they may work as freelance.
هم طبعا يعني ممكن أن يكونوا موظفين دائمين في الوسيلة الإعلامية، أو ممكن يكونوا متعاونين فريلانس بالقطاع.
Yeah, actually, you know that the general reporters cover all sorts of news stories, but as you already experienced it, some journalists specialize in certain areas, such as reporting sport, politics, or agriculture, or health, or you know that arts or business.
غالبا المراسلين تكون لديهم القدرة على تغطية مختلف جوانب الحياة، يعني الأخبار المختلفة، لكن بعض الصحفيين يتخصصون في مجالات معينة مثل الرياضة، السياسة، الصحة إلى آخره.
Any of you, you know that can be a specialized reporter?
هل بينكم مراسلين متخصصين؟ I've seen in the comments in chat some colleagues, they mentioned that they are war journalists, war reporters.
Okay, I couldn't see it.
They wrote it in Arabic.
I see.
Yeah, I see, for example, Hamad Abu Sharfo from Syria. He is a war journalist.
Somebody else?
هل في متخصصين في مجالات معينة شباب؟
Like, you know, that the business and finance journalism or sports journalist?
هل بيننا صحفي رياضي مثلا؟
Environment.
نعم يوجد أخي كريم.
طاهر تفضل.
يزيد فضلك. طاهر دحمان متخصص في صحفي رياضي، أعمل في القناة، يعني أغطي يعني الفعاليات الرياضية وما شابه ذلك بالمباريات.
He is sport journalist.
Okay, Tahar is a sports journalist.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I
think
somebody has written that he or she is specialized on social, you know, that problems.
Maybe I didn't notice that, but we have the friend from Damascus. She is in environmental issues. Sana Hamoud, she is specialized in issues of Palestinian refugees in Lebanon.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, refugee problems and the refugee question. That's good. Okay, I am, you know, that checking to, you know, that writings on the chat right now.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we have some, you know, that special reporters as well here. So let's go with the sub-editors. Another position, you know, that in a media organization, the sub-editors are taking the stories written by reporters and put them into a form which suits the special needs of their particular newspaper, magazine, bulletin, or web page.
So sub-editor is not the final
They
editor.
are not in the field like reporters. They are in the, you know, that the newsroom of the news media, and they are, you know, that re-editing the news of the news written by reporters.
I guess in Anadolu Ajansı they call them input, right?
Yes.
Output is publishing at the end.
Or you mean reporter in home?
لا هذول المحررين. المحرر الأولي الخبر يأتي من المراسل مباشرة لعنده في غرفة الأخبار، يقوم بتحرير هذا
الأسايمنت ديسك يعني ممكن يكون.
نعم، لكن هو لا ينشر. يعني على سبيل المثال في وكالة الأناضول حاليا، ربما الأخ خروف يعرف، الخبر يأتي من المراسل، يمر على محرر، ثم يمر على محرر آخر، التايتل تبعه هو الناشر.
And the news media, you know, that they prefer the sub-editors from within the experienced reporters and journalists. So they are so experienced on writing news in different forms.
Yeah. السب اديتور هو غالبا بيكون يعني صحفي متمكن من النص المكتوب، عنده خبرة طويلة، يتلقى هذه المواد من المراسلين من مختلف الأماكن، يحررها وفقا وفقا لرؤية الصحيفة وأسلوبها، ثم يمررها لعملية النشر.
And we called, that the person who is in charge of the sub-editors in a news media is chief sub-editor.
المسؤول عن الديسك أو الطاولة اللي بيكون عليها مجموعة السب إديتورز، مجموعة المحررين الأوليين، هو رئيس أو مسؤول السب إديتور.
At the most, the chief sub-editor is, attending the newsroom agenda meeting.
هو أيضا يشارك في الاجتماع اليومي للأجندة.
So another position is the photojournalist. We have some photojournalists here. They have already mentioned it. I remember them. So we know that they are taking the photos for the news.
إذن وظيفة أخرى هي فوتوجورناليست، المصور الصحفي، وبيننا ما شاء الله كثير من المصورين الصحفيين. هو يأخذ الصور المناسبة للأحداث.
Okay, the most important position in a news media is the editor, who is usually, that the person who makes the final decision about what is included in the newspaper, magazine, or news bulletin, or the TV, that the news.
إذن بعدها لدينا المحرر، هو يتخذ القرار بما سيتم نشره في الصحيفة أو المجلة أو أي وسيلة إعلامية.
So the editor is responsible for all the content of the news media and all the journalists.
هو مسؤول عن كل المحتوى وعن كل الصحفيين.
And most they have, that deputies and assistants to help them.
وعادة يكون لديهم مستشارين ومساعدين.
Another position we see them mostly in, that the print media, in newspapers or periodicals, the news editor, who is in charge of the news journalist.
It is in smaller organizations, right?
No. In bigger, in large media organizations, we see the news editor position.
في الوسائل الإعلام الأكبر يكون هنالك محرر خاص بالأخبار، وليس محرر عام لكل المواد، لكل الكونتنت، لكل المواد الصحيفة أو الوسيلة الإعلامية.
محرر النشرات يعد.
نعم، محرر النشرات.
Sorry?
Yes, Professor. For example, in TV channel, there will be an editor just for news broadcasting, right?
Yes, and there is another, the general director who is responsible for all TV broadcasts.
Yeah.
There's one editor who is responsible for, that the managing the newsroom, and a general, that the manager who is responsible for all the, that content of the TV.
إذن يكون هناك محرر مسؤول عن غرفة الأخبار، عن الأخبار تحديداً، ثم فوقه هو المدير العام اللي يكون مسؤول عن كل مواد ونشرات ومحتوى الوسائل.
It's not you mean the producer, يعني the editor and the news editor is the producer or no?
No, not the producer. Producer is something, that who is responsible making, that the audio-visual videos and, that the planning all the process. But we are talking about
no, I mean news
in
producer.
charge of managing all the, that the TV or newspaper.
البروديوسر مهمة مختلفة. البروديوسر له علاقة بالبلانينج أكثر، وبإنه يجيب الضيف، وبإنه يخطط للحلقة إذا في حلقة معينة اللي شكل.
Producer is a person, that who is responsible for a certain, that the program making.
You mean the producer, right?
Yes.
نعم. لما يكون في مهمة محددة، في عندنا برنامج محدد، أنت بحاجة للتخطيط له، المسؤول عن عن هذه المهمة هو البروديوسر.
No, I mean news producer. Certain goals ممكن skeleton.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, but actually the news, that the program producer is a different position than the news editor position.
نعم، هي مهمتين مختلفتين. Maybe he is meaning in TV channels.
TV channel we have two producers for program.
A producer for programs and a producer
and
for
producer for news. For news, I think so is the same of the news editor.
Maybe it is the same, but I think he's choosing the materials. Is this report okay to be broadcasted or not? I guess
in TV news, in that the TV channels, the what a news editor is doing, he is actually that he's responsible for organizing the that the news bulletin flow, and decides to that which news comes first, and then
yes
for and what that you will have a that any that videotape recorded, or that it can be a that a live connection while reporting to that a special that the news blah blah blah.
محرر الأخبار على التلفزيون هو مسؤول عن ترتيب الأخبار، أيها يأتي أول، أيها أهمية، براجع المواد المصورة والتقارير المصورة. لكن أعتقد إنه النيوز بروديوسر بيشارك معه في العملية هذه، خصوصا لما يأتي إنه في يعني إحنا بحاجة لتركيز على خبر معين، بدنا نضيف له حتى يناقش الموضوع هذا، يتوسع فيه أكثر. ممكن هنا تأتي مهمة النيوز بروديوسر. So I guess in TV channels, the news producer is helping the news editor in...
Yes, that is right.
Yeah.
But in some cases, as you know, that the TV channels doesn't only have the that a news bulletin in a certain time, but also they have sometimes that without the news bulletin and extra that the news programs like forums or special that the news programs. So that kind of that the programs have their own that the producers as well. The editor is not responsible for them.
يعني النيوز اديتور في التلفزيون متخصص بنشرة الأخبار، لكن المواضيع الإخبار يعني البرامج الإخبارية أو المتعلقة بالخبر أو لتحليله فيما بعد هو غير مسؤول عنها، يكون لها بروديوسرز خاص فيها.
Okay.
For example, we have a news bulletin on TV.
Yes.
And after that, there is a program in which they are going to host 3-4 experts to talk about a specific issue. This program, the news editor, he is not responsible of it.
No, he's not responsible for it.
It has a special producer.
Yeah, it has its own producer.
Yeah. Okay, so I think this is clear right now.
Okay, great. So we see, that also feature writers and the feature editors in newspaper as well.
عندنا أيضا كتاب
newspapers or periodicals. The feature writers are writing, that the longer stories, which usually, that to give background to the news.
بيكتبوا نصوص أكبر لإعطاء خلفيات للأخبار، وعندهم أيضا feature editor اللي هو اللي راح يراجع هذه المواد من وراء الصحفيين، ثم البروديوسر حتى يضعها في قالب تلفزيوني مثلا إذا كنا نتحدث عن التلفزيون.
And in TV, so we have producers. They are, that in charge of producing a particular current affairs.
So he's getting the material from the feature editor and he's producing it in a program, right?
The procedure, you mean?
The producer, he is getting the materials from the editor and he is developing it in a form of a program, right?
Yes, that's right.
نعم. إذا البروديوسر يستقبل المواد من الإديتور من المحرر ويحول هذه المادة الموسعة إلى مادة قابلة للبث على التلفزيون.
And we see also, that the columnists, special writers, the specialized writers in newspapers who are, that writing their, the personal commentaries in a, that the column of a paper or a periodical.
لدينا أيضا الكتاب المتخصصين اللي هم عادة كتاب الرأي أو كتاب الأعمدة الثابتة في الصحف.
They can, that they can write their personal commentary on some issues if they are, that specialized any issue, like, that the books or films or art and culture or sports.
So they are not required to bring opinion of somebody else. They are writing their own opinion. They are
yes, they are writing their own opinions, comments on a specialized issue.
يكتبون آرائهم الشخصية بناء
like,
على
for example, that a journalist who is writing about the politics in a special, that column.
مثلا يكتب في شأن سياسي، يكتب رأيه الشخصي وغير مجبر وغير ملزم إنه يأتي برأي شخص آخر، فهو في النهاية ليس مراسل أو كاتب تقارير، معد تقارير.
Just I would like to know it. Is somebody working at a newspaper here who is, that attending the seminar right now?
You mean a printed newspaper? Or
Yeah.
هل في عندنا أحد يعمل في صحيفة ورقية؟
Or a periodical magazine?
أو في مجلة فصلية مثلا؟
أنا عملت سابقا في جريدة ومنذ فترة كنا نعمل بجريدة أيضا.
من معنا؟
حامد العلي.
حامد العلي. Mr. حامد he is working in. حضرتك تعمل حاليا في صحيفة صحيح؟
سابقا الآن مراسل صحفي، أما سابقا كنا نعمل في جريدة منذ فترة، منذ ما يقارب 4 سنوات أيضا عملنا بجريدة ثانية.
So he worked previously in a printed newspaper.
Okay, I see. So not working at a print media anymore.
Yeah, and we have also Ahmed Jamal Benshi. He also worked before.
But just I would like to know that do they have an idea about the circulation of the of that newspapers, and do they have that the specialist writers? Is there any kind of that the tradition? In Turkey, all the that the newspapers have that the specialist writers.
Yeah.
And almost you see one in a page, that in each page of a paper.
Yeah. There are also many friends here, Ramen Mustafa, Judy, Arash, they all worked previously. I see that everybody is working previously. Nobody is working currently.
Okay.
You see, digital age is taking us.
Yeah.
طيب شباب، الدكتور بيسأل كيف كان سلوككم مع مواد الرأي الثابتة لبعض الكتاب المشهورين مثلا عندكم في الصحيفة؟
هلا هذا الأمر كان مسؤول عنه هو مسؤول التحرير عمليا، هو اللي أعد هذه الأمور. أما أنا كنت سابقا بالجريدة مسؤول عن قسم الأخبار المحلية والعالمية.
So the editor-in-chief directly is the one who was responsible of those columns, opinion columns. They weren't passing to any editor. They were going directly to the editor-in-chief, I guess.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I worked also in a website. It is not a newspaper. And it was like that as well. As an editor, I was editing news and reports of our reporters.
Yes.
But as opinion columns or articles, I was just publishing them because they were coming to me from the editor coordinator specifically, not the editor.
Yeah. The editor is coordinating the, you know, that columnist writings, features, and they directly contact them, and they are responsible for, they are responsible to the chief editor or editor. And yeah, also in internet media, we have the columnists as well in Turkey.
Yeah.
So, but is that so common in, you know, that Syria or Egypt, or, you know, that Libya, or Algeria, or Palestine?
You mean opinion writing?
Yeah.
هل هي ثقافة منتشرة وجود أعمدة الرأي في الصحف العربية في مختلف الدول؟
موجودة عادة بياخذها صحفيين يكونوا قديمين أو مشهورين، عرفت؟
Yeah.
مقالة الرأي.
Yeah, it is a widespread culture that in every newspaper there is a part for some famous journalists, some famous writers, even maybe thinkers. Because I remember even there are some books which were published. They were actually published piece by piece in some newspapers, some famous newspapers.
I see.
And at the end, the writers put them in a book.
What do they mostly writing about? Politics?
أكثر الأمور اللي يعني أعمدة الرأي تكتب فيها، هل هي الشؤون السياسية؟
ممكن الشؤون السياسية وأيضا الثقافية والاجتماعية، هذا في عدة أبواب.
There are political issues, political writers, and cultural writers.
Yeah.
I remember even there are writers specialized in cinema and talking about some art issues. Every week he has a column he's writing there.
Probably sports.
Sport, of course, yeah.
Okay.
Economy.
Yeah, finance and business and finance economy.
Yeah.
That's I see. Okay. So yeah, let's go with the, you know, that the definition of the media. Probably you have the media word in Arabic as well. Instead of saying, you know, that jarida or what else?
Yeah, we say إعلام.
Alam?
إعلام.
So it's the, you know, okay, so it's the plural word or singular word?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Why I ask it? Because you know that the media in English, you know that it is a plural word, not a singular word. That's why. And when we had, you know, that the private TV channels and radios in Turkey in early 90s, we directly, you know, that took the media word to the Turkish, and nobody says the, you know, that its meaning in Turkish anymore. Everybody says media, and nobody knows that media is, you know, that a plural form.
A friend here, Mustafa Al-Kharouf, he says it is also a plural in Arabic.
I see. So, and actually, you know, that the media word in English comes from Latin, and it's, you know, that singular form is the medium.
كلمة ميديا تأتي من اللغة اللاتينية وأصلها medium in the middle, right? It means
medium.
Medium size.
Yeah, medium, but it is not the size. It is not, you know, that the size. It means that you know, that environment or vehicle.
medium باللغة اللاتينية بمعنى الوسط، المحيط، أو العربة.
Yeah. So, and when we say, you know, that the media, we often news media, news medium or news media. As you know, that the news is the, you know, that the most, you know, that the well-known concept of the media.
Excuse me, I couldn't get that.
Sorry, when we say, that the media, actually we often means news media.
نعم، عندما نقول ميديا أو إعلام نعني بذلك الأخبار.
And the news media means any, that the medium for the dissemination of the news to the public or a section of the public.
So it is kind of the news vehicle.
Yes.
Which takes the news from its place of happening to the audience.
Yeah, that's right.
يعني الكلمة بأصلها اللاتيني، بما إنه إحنا قلنا إنه تعني وسط أو واسطة، فهي الوسيلة التي تنقل الخبر من مكان حدوثه إلى المتلقي.
نيوز ميديا قصد وسائل الإعلام أظن.
وسائل الإعلام بالضبط. We literally say news.
يعني tools or an instrument for news.
In Arabic, we literally say news medium, the vehicle which takes the news from its place of happening to the audience.
Okay. So, and if we, that if we classify, that the media, we can classify it into, that the categories. One is broadcast and the second is print.
إذن وسائل الإعلام مقسومة بشكل أساسي إلى قسمين: وسائل الإعلام المطبوعة ووسائل الإعلام البث من راديو وتلفزيون.
The print media is the oldest type of media and includes all types of publications, newspapers, journals, periodicals, books, and reports.
الوسائل الإعلام المطبوعة هي الأقدم، وتتضمن الصحف والمجلات والمجلات النصفية أو الربعية إلى آخره، الكتب والتقارير.
The second type of or the second category of the media is the broadcast media, refers to electronic media, radio and TV, which has come to the scene at the beginning and the middle of the 20th century.
الصنف الآخر اللي هو المتعلق بالتكنولوجيا الحديثة التي ظهرت في القرن العشرين من راديو وتلفزيون.
But now we have a new, that the type of media since the mid-90s. It is the, that the new trend and the rising, that the trend, the new media. And it is, that sometimes we say instead of new media, social media. It's the new media, that it's specifically websites and the social media.
Can we call it digital media?
Yeah, we can call it as well digital media. We have different names for it.
إذن الصنف الثالث أو اللي هو الإعلام الحديث، أو اللي ممكن نحكي عنه سوشيال ميديا، وسائل إعلام اجتماعية أو وسائل إعلام رقمية، وهي الصاعدة منذ يعني نصف التسعينيات.
And by having the digital or the new media, we classified that the media, we reclassified the media in two categories: conventional media and digital or new media.
ظهور الإعلام الحديث، وسائل الإعلام الحديثة خلال الفترة الماضية بشكل كبير جدا دفعتنا إلى إعادة تصنيف وسائل الإعلام إلى وسائل إعلام تقليدية ووسائل إعلام حديثة أو رقمية.
Okay. The conventional media consists of print and the broadcast media.
وسائل الإعلام التقليدية هي المطبوعة والبث.
Or in other words, the all types of media before that we had before the new media or digital media.
وبكلمات أخرى، الإعلام الذي كان بين أيدينا كان متوفر ومنتشر قبل ظهور الإعلام الحديث.
and the digital media is the, that the websites, social media, and what that you have in your mind related with the internet and the new communication technologies, new communication and information technologies.
طبعا الشق الآخر اللي هو الإعلام الحديث أو الإعلام الرقمي متعلق بكل شيء ممكن يخطر على بالكم مرتبط بالإنترنت وبالأجهزة الحديثة ووصول التواصل ونشر المعلومات.
Okay, Muhammad.
Yes, please.
I think it is the, yeah, it's 7:30 right now, so it is the end of, I think, today's seminar. Yeah.
Okay, Professor.
If you have any questions, I would like to reply it.
زملاء إذا في أي أحد عنده سؤال تفضل. I guess everybody became tired today.
I think so. Yeah, it's the last day of the, the week,
Yeah.
so I can understand it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this nice lecture. I'm here.
Thank you, Abu Bakr.
I'm listening, but it is very excellent translation. So I interesting to hear all the lecture.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, and thank you also محمد. شكرا لك يا محمد على جهدك، وإن شاء الله نستكمل المرة القادمة. We thank everyone here. Maybe the very important lecture, and also it's very popular. More than 42 people are be here with us. So
yes, I see it. We have 43, participants.
We have
not expecting this.
Yes, it is 50% for this period of this version of media diploma, and we hope inshallah to complete it the 3 lecture before after with this people. Thank you very much. Thank you. You're for
welcome, Abu Bakr. So have a nice weekend, and see next Friday.
Next Friday, inshallah. Thank you very much.
Professor, just about the publications, about the links of PDF files you mentioned at the beginning of the lecture.
Yeah, I will share the presentation and the PDF copies of the book with you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, I will post it to the WhatsApp group.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.